By the way, I forgot to mention, Erika, if you could do me a favor. Doug DeGroot, that board member, I know he was meeting with Mikey the other day. Just send him my regards because we're everywhere. And we're watching and we're listening.
Funny enough, Candace would have you to believe that she is the true victim of stalking for the past few years by two men in particular who happen to be her latest former employers because, mind you, she has many former employers. But she is currently claiming that if anything happens to her, Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring of the Daily Wire would be behind it because, according to her, they have been relentlessly stalking and attacking her since she left the company. Meanwhile, in reality, both Jeremy and Ben were extremely hesitant to speak on the details of her departure and only admitted this year when Candace's rhetoric against Erika Kirk became so dangerous and unhinged that they fired her for her despicable behavior and anti-Semitic rhetoric.
What Candace is doing is evil. It's not edgy. It's not provocative or contrarian. It's evil. It's the deliberate, sustained, monetized infliction of harm on a grieving widow for views and money and personal vendetta.
Basically videos or tweets of Ben and Jeremy calling out the brain rot filth she is peddling to the public and saying how evil and sick it is for her to be attacking Charlie's widow and his organization and his closest friends while pretending to champion him in death. And they are exactly right. This is not stalking. It is full-throated, highly astute, and well-articulated public criticism of her publicly ludicrous behavior. Notice how she can never engage with the substance of anyone's criticisms of her, no matter how nuanced and thorough they are. She just shifts to slander. She has to find a means by which to smear them in order to discredit them to our audience, thereby, in her mind, summarily dismissing their criticisms without even engaging with them because this person or that person is immoral or not normal in some way. Now, if Jeremy and Ben were leaking private videos of Candace and telling their followers to give them details about Candace's whereabouts on any given day, and leaking her parents' marriage certificate and details from her time in grade school, and having her followers get details from retail receipts where Candace had purchased clothing on particular days, and had people heckling her during speeches that she was giving in random cities at random times, and if they were making deranged statements like, "Send your people my regards because we're watching and we're listening."
By the way, I forgot to mention, Erika, if you could do me a favor. Doug DeGroot, that board member that announced you as the CEO, you made it really biblical. Could you send him my regards? I know he was meeting with Mikey the other day. Just send him my regards because we're everywhere. And we're watching and we're listening.
And making nods to people who live in buildings that Candace lived in or worked in, then sure, you could reasonably say Ben and Jeremy were absolutely stalking Candace and meant her harm. Except they've done nothing of the sort. Yet every horrid thing I just referenced there are things that Candace has indeed done and is still doing in her psychotic stalking of Erika Kirk.